Thanks for coming all the way from wherever you come. 50 miles, 10 miles, 350 miles, 10,500 miles.
Thank you.
Just a 12 hours flight from here. It's not a big deal, really. You can do it in one day. So, it's absolutely no problem. A little bit tricky with the time difference, 9 hours, I wanted to reach my office today in the morning. I figured out they're all gone already. That happens. But anyway, thanks for being back. Our last meeting was 1st of April. It was not April's Fools. Yeah. I think it was this crazy month we had, right?
Yes.
Where we, couldn't figure out anymore where we find all the units, what we sold, and send it out to anybody. We had the same situation, October, end of the month. It was really crazy what went on in our offices in Canada and the US. Veronica and myself, we were packing units in the Florida office. We shipped 250 units in 3 days.
No. Wow.
Yes. So we rented a UPS truck because usually they come once a day, but he had to come back and forth 3 days. We were just packing and sending out. So that was due to your work, of course, and also due to our extremely beneficial promotion, which we now extended for the month of November. Also with the idea to give you a very, very Merry Christmas. Because the checks for the November commission will go out before Christmas. So, this was the idea. It was really wow. It was really amazing, and it shows also that our products, the way they create benefits for our valuable clients, and also the really great work you do, because without you guys we could not exist as the company. This is I know that I'm in this business since 20 years, and one thing I really do, I care about you. I mean it, and it means a lot to me that you took this opportunity and you stay with us and become a loyal ambassador of a technology which fortunately creates more and more awareness, specifically in North America, also amongst the medical authorities. So there's a lot of good development going on, which gives us the chance and the opportunity to create a sustainable business. And I think this is what it's all about. We don't want to get a hype and then lose everything again. I know how much time you put into this work, how much efforts it needs, not only financially, but also the time you have to invest. Believe me, I know it. I did about, I don't know how many thousands of lectures I did all over the world since 20 years now. The first 5 years, I remember my first lecture, I told you the story, right? My first ever lecture, that was about 19 or 20 years ago. It was in a very, very small village in Austria, Seefeld, a very nice place. It's actually a ski place. It's a little bit like Whistler was 50 years ago. And I went there with my car and I put invitations in every mailbox. This is how I started my business. And because it's not so far away from me, and I knew a guy who was the owner of a hotel there with a seminar room. So he offered me this room for free, and I put about 500 invitations in mailboxes. And then at 7 o'clock I showed up and there were 3 old women sitting. I think the youngest was around 65 and the oldest was 85. So I was in this huge room and these 3 ladies were sitting like this, and I go, oh my God, what am I going to do here? However, because they took the time, and I did a lecture for them, 1 hour, told them everything enthusiastically about PMF. And it was really at the beginning of my business. And then one of the ladies asked me the killer question. After it was done. You know what the killer question is when you start a business?
How much?
No, it was not how much. It was, who is using this already? And I didn't know what to say because I had no testimonials at that time. And my answer was, you three ladies gonna be the first ones. And they didn't buy 3 units, at least they bought 1 unit on this evening, but more or less because they probably feel pretty sad about the crowd, so they did it just for me, I think. This is how my business started, and you know, I did about 150 lectures every year. I was traveling with my car from one place to the other, slept in a hotel, and the next day I did a lecture again. This is how I started, and that's why I know how difficult, it's not difficult, but how many efforts it takes, you know, to get this business running and to maintain it on a sustainable and successful level.